Let's get to scandal number one, and I'm putting scandal in quotes. We're going to talk about a manufactured scandal 2.0 and what the Democrats and the left and propagandist media does so well. They try to sow discord among allies. It's like you'll notice which side of the political ideological spectrum tries to get involved with, sowing divides between parents and children, between spouses, between family, and between ideological political allies. Everybody does it as a tactic, especially narcissists. But if I had to guess, I would say that there are statistically more narcissists within the capital P progressive, capital D Democrat, capital L liberal political parties. They're trying to go for Signalgate 2.0. For those of you who don't know, we'll get into a quick article on it, and then we're going to get into how they're trying to spin it. Rumor has it that Trump is looking for a new defense secretary, given all of the scandals of Pete Hegseth. Horse crap. But this is the news. Coming from Charlie Kirk. Some videos I can understand how it's one screen, two films. People look at the exact same thing and say, gosh darn, did Pete Hegseth answer that question well? And others are like, my goodness, did Pete Hegseth dodge that question like a scoundrel? Charlie Kirk writes, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth slams the, quote, Signal chat controversy, end quote. Or if I'm British, the Signal chat controversy. The only people who say controversy are idiots. There, I said that too, Brits. And confirms he's spoken to President Trump and they're, quote, on the same page all the way. Quote, a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out and from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax won't give back their Pulitzers. I don't need to read the whole thing here. It's not going to work with me. This is the answer to the question. And in the chat, you will, by way of yay or nay, say, yes, he fielded this question properly. No, he what about it and did not answer it. And now I hate Pete Hegseth. Unlikely.
What do you want to say, sir, about the Signal chat controversy?
What a big surprise.
Is there anything you want to say about the Signalgate controversy?
What do you want to say, sir, about the Signal chat controversy?
What a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax. Won't give back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. And on hoaxes, time and time and time again. And as they peddle those lies, no one ever calls them on it.
By the way, kids in the back, they are learning through osmosis right now. This is mildly performative. I like Pete Hegseth, but these kids are learning something right now. They don't even know that they're learning something, and that is the best type of learning.
See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me, because we're changing the Defense Department, putting the Pentagon back in the hands of warfighters, and anonymous smears from disgruntled former employees on old news doesn't matter. So I'm happy to be here at the Easter egg roll with my dad and my kids, because this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters. This group, this group right here, full of hoaxsters.
First of all, yes, if you're going to wear one of those things called a handkerchief, it had better be an American flag handkerchief.
Peddle anonymous sources from leakers with axes to grind, and then you put it all together as if it's some news story. And when we know exactly what it is. So I'm really proud of what we're doing for the president, fighting hard across the board, and I'm going to go roll some Easter eggs with my kids. Thank you very much.
Roll some Easter eggs. Why does that sound like he's going to be hanging around with some MS-13 gang members? We're going to roll some Easter eggs, bro. It's 420 on Easter Sunday. I'm seriously, what is he? Is there I know the Easter egg hunt. In fact, I'm still finding freaking Easter eggs around my house here, and the dogs have found a couple of them. Don't worry, though, they're not chocolate.
President, sir, have you spoken to the president?
I have spoken to the president, and we are going to continue fighting on the same page all the way.
Hold on. Look right here.
On the same page, and we are going to continue fighting on the same page all the way.
Wait, no, hold on. Sorry, I want
my kids. Thank you very much.
Right here.
Have you spoken to the president?
How long, by the way, until they say Pete Hegseth strikes a little girl in the face? Look at the movement. They won't play that. Oh, and then they'll cut it right there. He hits the guy. I like that answer. Sorry if I'm making fun of that, but I like that answer. I may be biased because I kind of like Pete Hegseth. That is the answer he gave. And he's right on all counts. But if you hadn't heard what the actual Signalgate 2.0 scandal is, just to give you the rundown on it. Hegseth said to have shared attack details in second Signal chat. It's like Alex Jones was on the channel. Alex Jones says, they use the same tactic over and over again, and they're going to go for a second kick at the Signalgate can. Hegseth said to have shared attack details in second Signal chat. The defense secretary sent sensitive information about sensitive, not classified, and sensitive is subjective, about strikes in Yemen to an encrypted group chat that included his wife and brother, people familiar with the matter said. Anonymous, editorializing, and anonymous. We'll see if they identify them. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth shared details about information of forthcoming strikes in Yemen on March 15 to a private Signal group chat that included his wife, brother, personal lawyer, according to 4 people with knowledge of the chat. Some of those said that the information Mr. Hegseth shared on the Signal chat included the flight schedules of the FA-18 Hornets, essentially the same attack plans he shared on the other one. Hegseth's wife, Jennifer, a former Fox News producer, is not a defense employee, Department of Defense, but she has traveled with him to overseas yada. Hegseth's brothers, Phil and Tim Parlatore, who continues to serve as his personal lawyer, both have jobs in the Pentagon, so not much of a big deal there. Previously unreported existence of a second Signal chat in which Mr. Hegseth shared highly sensitive military information is the latest in a series of developments that have put his management and judgment under scrutiny. Because we've reported on it, and because we have put his judgment under scrutiny, his judgment is therefore under scrutiny. This is the self-fulfilling loop of fake news. Unlike the chat in which the Atlantic was mistakenly included, the new one was created by Mr. Hegseth. It included his wife, a dozen other people, yada, yada, yada. Defense huddle. The continued inclusion following Mr. Hegseth's confirmation of his wife, brother, personal lawyer, none of whom had any apparent reason to be briefed on operational details of a military operation as it was getting underway, is sure to raise further questions about his adherence to security protocols. First of all, it sounds like it's part and parcel of the same time frame. And so in as much as any changes are going to be implemented on a going forward basis, you can't undo the past. And they might be able to find 2 other group chats that would have violated whatever protocol they think should have existed at the time. So that's the scandal. It's not a scandal. It's actually a big fat load of crap. But they make it into the scandal. They make it into a narrative of, oh my, his judgment is under question. Trump is thinking about getting rid of him, so that they can then write bullshit hit pieces like this. Times of Israel, which from what I understand is basically like Israel's version of the CNN. I think it's pretty objectively left-leaning. Times of Israel reports as follows. White House said to begin finding new defense secretary given latest Hegseth scandal. This is like someone reporting on someone else's wife cheating on their husband. And they report on it and they say, and the husband and wife are like, the hell are you talking about? Honey, are you cheating on me? The news said you're cheating on me. This is intended to sow discord and to give the impression of the existence of discord that doesn't actually exist within allied political units. And in as much as the left loves to do this with parents and son, much like they got the kid of the Jan 6er to turn his father in, much like they try to encourage kids to get involved in transgender ideology to drive them away from their parents, and then if they have fights, they say, oh my God, your parents don't love you. Pete Hegseth, Trump doesn't love you. He's trying to get you out of there. Oh, did you hear the news? Let's hear this, anonymous sources. The White House has begun the process of looking for a new defense secretary, given the latest scandal. NPR reports citing unnamed U.S. official. I mean, it's just amazing. The White House and U.S. President Donald Trump have publicly come out in defense of Hegseth, following a report that he shared details of a March whatever. So an unnamed official is saying that they're looking, but the White House has come out and said, now, I would be saying, obviously, if they are looking, the last thing they would do is confirm the rumor. But I don't believe it. Join the community. Hells to the bells, no. So that's the manufactured scandal controversy of the day. They're trying to sow discord. They're trying to manufacture the crisis so they can manufacture the narrative, so they can try to create as much turmoil for the Trump administration as humanly possible. It's probably a whole hell of a lot of nothing and rubbish. Oh.